What's up, folks? You know your boys are back with episode 8 of Top Picks. Disclaimer. We made an episode, but our dumbass intern grabbed the screen and deleted it and clicked out, so we have to record again.
Take two.
And we've been drinking the whole one episode and thought we were faded, so a little faded. But
With you always, D-Rat.
and your boy AJ 5000, I got to get into my first topic. Aaron Andrews. When you're watching football on Fox, bro, and they're like, we're going to send it down to the field, Aaron Andrews. Jesus fucking Christ.
Beautiful.
She is hot, dude.
Gorgeous.
She's not even like hot, bro. She's just a wife.
No, not like a lot of people. That's why I throw it down to her. Like, you only listen to what she says and you kind of like look at her and nod your head and agree.
I don't know if I want to like marry her though. I would get jealous if Tom Brady was always talking to my chick. Would you?
No kidding.
If Kyler Murray's like, yeah, you know, like I just threw it like 60 yards on the run, I'd be like, don't be saying that to my chick, bro.
Week in and week out.
I would be, You think she's slept around with any NFL players?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Tom Brady always is mad friendly with her, bro.
That's true.
If somebody asks Tom a question,
Like
he's
especially,
yeah. And he's like, well, you want me to get in depth? So I read the coverage, and it's like, fuck you, bro. Don't be talking about my wife like that.
I hear you.
All right, talking about football, we're going to get off the hot chicks about it. We're talking about some games on Sunday. Rams in Seattle. Los Angeles wins at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, 23-16. What I saw, bro, people are starting to expose Seattle for what they really are. They're Russell Wilson and a bunch of fucking scrubs.
No, that defense is so bad that they're like, you can't win with that defense.
They're horrible.
It's not even like they hold their own and just like don't make any special plays. They just they're a revolving door.
Well, because most teams we have one good side of the ball and then the other side's good enough.
Right.
They have one great side of the ball with DK and Tyler. They're missing running backs, but still, they're very good on offense. But their defense is so fucking bad, bro.
They have an above average offense and a way below average defense.
And the bad of the defense is starting to outweigh the good of the offense.
Big time.
Because people are starting to expose them, dude. They're like, we're going to run the ball down your throat. The Rams, though, I really like the Rams.
The Rams have been playing well recently.
I really like
better.
Their defense looks awesome. Goff isn't making mistakes. And that running back by committee, it's proven to work. I mean, because they don't really have one guy and they base like, okay, this guy's better for the matchup, so they just ride the hot hand. So
I think it's really cool about the Rams is that they got rid of a talent like Todd Gurley, and they're still doing just as well.
yeah, it's weird.
I think Sean McVay is a really good player developer and a really good coach.
It's weird because like I think it just goes to show you how like replaceable a running back is. Like if you look at so many teams, like they lose their star running back, but then they're still competitive.
Right.
Like obviously they went to a Super Bowl with Gurley, but Gurley didn't even play that. Barely played. He was on the bike the whole time hurt.
And because yeah, like I mean, a long time like in the '90s and stuff, every team had like the good teams had like one great running back, you know.
Herschel Walker, Emmett Smith.
Right. That was their guy, and like he was always in it. Like he was only took a few plays for a breather, but he was their man. But now a lot of teams are doing like a dual running back system, you know, where every team doesn't have like just a great all-pro running back that they give to every time. Like a lot of the good teams that are successful, like have like the duo that are like good.
Well, who are the great running backs in the NFL? McCaffrey, the Panthers suck.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, the Vikings suck. I mean, Kamara, he's a great running back, but he's also a great receiver. So I don't think he's in that. And just hand the ball off 3 yards.
Yeah, exactly. He's not just a run at the middle.
Like, who's another good running back?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. The Titans aren't great right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we could look at this Indianapolis game. Derrick Henry still ran for 100 yards.
Right.
He was 100 yards on 30 rushes. So
Yeah.
you kind of contain Henry, and the rest of the offense can't hold their own. So, I don't know, man. I think the running back's pretty invaluable.
Exactly. And like guys like Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry who get the ball like these 30, 35 times a game. Of course, they didn't have good enough like yards because they just get the ball so much, you know?
It's just volume, bro.
Exactly.
You get 30 carries and average 3 yards, which is shit.
Like Russell Westbrook always has 30 points, but he has 30 shots too, you know?
That's how I am in basketball.
No, it just shows that like
yeah, what's up?
the running back success, it doesn't like one running back success doesn't exactly correlate to like the team's outcome.
Exactly. And I think that goes for receivers too. I think it just keeps going to show you need a quarterback. Next game, the Pats shocked ball. I wouldn't say shocked. I would say like kind of like it was like, oh damn, Pats won. Because like Pats hadn't looked good in a couple weeks, and Baltimore they hadn't looked good before they got the shit beat out of them by Indianapolis. But like you still thought Baltimore was a better team going in.
No, they It definitely. I think a lot of people were like, okay, Baltimore should win this game. Like, and it was against a Patriots who are they're just getting kicked all over
I
the
think
place.
Cam's still hurt. I think who's their best receiver? Jacoby Myers. He's undrafted. Who the fuck is Jacoby Myers?
Nikhil Harry's not been playing well at
Yeah,
all.
he was a bust.
Not doing well.
Belichick always got shit because they're like, he never drafts skill in the first round, and he does it. It fucks up. He's like, yeah, what do you guys think now, fuckface?
And then Julian Edelman hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This was like it's like kind of make it or break a year, but I mean at the same time you gotta look at it like we're like his team is not.
It fucking sucks.
It's not like he's on a great team and he's playing bad. Like he's the problem.
He's not the reason they're down.
He's not the reason they're down. It's that whole like organization right now. They're just.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect after Tom Brady? Of course, it's going to be like this.
And like it was Belichick and they asked him in the press conference like, "What do you think about your recent struggles?" He's like, "When you win 6 Super Bowls in 20 years,
the only way you can go is down.
Nobody's done that ever."
Yeah.
He's like, obviously you're going to go through a rough patch. Like,
right.
It's obviously not going to be winning 6 Super Bowls every 20 years because if everyone did that, bro, like, holy fuck, like that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, that's not going to happen. And like you said, the only way you can go is down. But he goes, I'm not going to apologize for how good I've been the last 20 years, which is true. Like, obviously, media, he'll have to answer questions about how they're playing like shit this year. But he's like, fuck you.
Right.
Super Bowl in 20 years. Did
Right.
you do that? Nobody does. So fuck you.
Yeah, I don't think really Belichick's in a position where he has to like prove himself. You know what I'm saying? He's like so successful that it's like almost like you look at it like you blame the team. A lot of NFL cases when the team's doing bad, you blame the coach right away.
Sure.
But I feel like
Falcon, every NFL team, when they're bad for
right.
like at least 2 years and it's a coach, they fire.
But right now, like Bill Belichick's like the greatest coach ever of all time. Like,
I would say, yeah.
So he's
at least in our generation.
Yeah, you blame the team. Like a lot of people look at that team like, oh, well, Bill Belichick doesn't have the tools.
Mm-hmm. Well, I look at it like, okay, what was the common factor between now and then? It was Bill, and it was Brady. So Bill's been the common factor, and right when Brady leaves, they suck. So it's the player's fault. Cam Newton needs to play better, and the other guys around him need to play better to help Cam help himself. Because I think Cam's good.
I think he's
on a shit team.
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely good enough to be in the league.
I think Cam on the Broncos would be a lot more successful than Drew Lock has been.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I think Cam on a full strength Broncos, I should say. If you give Cam Sutton and you give him a good pass rush to keep him, to be able to put him on the field more.
There's the reason why one of the reasons why Drew Lock is struggling right now is because he's not an elite passer.
Yeah.
And Cam Newton's never been an elite passer.
I saw this picture. It was Herbert, Burrow, and Drew Lock. And it was like, these are the guys that are the future of the NFL. And this guy commented, he's like, there's only one guy not wearing a play sheet. It was Tua, Herbert, Burrow, and Lock. Lock, Herbert, and Tua all have little wrist coaches. Burrow doesn't. And I read into it, Drew Lock hasn't called plays since high school. So in college, they always called his plays. So now he's not able to do it in the elite level. And Burrow, he's like, I've been doing this shit since I went to Athens High School in Ohio. I did this shit when I was at Ohio State. I did this shit when I was at fucking LSU. He's like, now with Cincinnati, it's fucking my show. I know what's going on. And that separates the great from the very good, I think.
I don't know. I think Drew Lock he needs more time.
I don't know, man, because you see guys like Herbert, Burrow, and Tua, they're doing it now. Herbert didn't need time. And even Herbert doesn't have a great team around him, but he's still fucking him. He's still 350 and 3 touchdowns.
Right. Well, I also think those guys had more hype coming and getting into the draft and getting drafted. They had higher
They were drafted higher, so obviously they were
better. Right. And, I mean, Drew Lock has some injuries and, like, he's struggling. Like, this is almost his rookie year, too, like, as far as, like, playing time and just, like, being the starter, being that guy. Mm-hmm. And so he's getting used to it, too. And new offensive coordinator and Pat Shurmur.
Yeah, Pat Shurmur sucks, bro.
And Pat Shurmur, I mean, there's a reason why you get fired.
Him and Locke aren't on the same wavelength, so I don't think they'll ever connect.
No,
I think Shurmur's set in the ways he was with Eli. Right. So, Drew Lock's going to be a pocket guy. It's like, no, Drew Lock is athletic.
He does a lot better on the run.
Yo, you know what's funny? It's like every time a white guy does something athletic, if it's a white receiver, they're like, oh, this guy's scrappy. He works hard. He's a gym rat.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, he's just good.
Yeah.
Every time a white quarterback rolls out and like has a big run,
It's like unbelievable.
they're like, oh, he's sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, he's just athletic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like being racist at all, but it's just how the fucking announcers are. Like, if Lamar or Tua does anything,
expected.
it's like, oh, well, he's just such a great athlete. Herbert rips the same run. It's like, oh, he's sneaky athletic. He'll get you if you let him. It's like, no, he's just fucking good.
I mean, even Peyton Manning is a freaking athlete, you know? I mean, you obviously not going to run all over you, but...
I'd say Peyton would be sneaky athletic, but there's guys like Joe Burrow's not
That's
sneaky
true.
athletic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Joe's just athletic. He's
right.
just a fucking
He's young guy.
great
I'd say that, like, the younger generation of quarterbacks, like...
Yeah, the positions changed
They're all...
a lot.
They're not traditional quarterbacks anymore. It's almost like, I wouldn't say like a detriment to like your draft stock or like because it's almost like in a way like the stigma is like if he's just a traditional quarterback, it's almost like a downgrade. It's almost like a disservice because they're like this guy can't run if he needs to.
I used to think Daniel Jones was like a pocket passer, but the 2 runs, that big one he had last week for a touchdown, and then that one where he tripped over his own feet against the Eagles. The average of those was faster than any Lamar Jackson run in his career.
No,
it's like
right.
So obviously the Giants saw that. I think Daniel Jones is good.
Daniel Jones he has some wheels, obviously.
So Daniel Jones puts some fucking burners, bro.
No,
so if you look at Danny Dimes, bro, it's like this guy's a fucking athlete. He just needs to quit throwing to the wrong team. I mean, that's his problem.
I saw this thing where he's like a great record against like the Washington football team, I guess. But so and then like the rest of the NFL is like 1-16 against it, something like that.
Weird.
Yeah, no, he's struggling too, but
I think this is just a shitty team too.
Yeah.
All right, next game. Staying on the young quarterbacks, the Dolphins and the Chargers. Herbert and Tua. I think Herbert and Tua will be like Breeze Brady, or like when like we'll have kids that are old enough to watch sports in 20 years, right? We're 19, say we're 39, we have a 10-year-old. We'll be like, oh, son, I remember that rookie year.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to show the graphics like, oh, passing yards, touchdowns, all this. But, like, it's crazy because I think this draft class has the potential to be the greatest ever. I think Burrow has the potential to be a
lot
GOAT.
of athletes.
And that goes back to what we were saying, too, is, like, the position has changed. Like, I think starting with Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers can fucking run.
Right. People don't really,
Aaron Rodgers is an athlete. He's not sneaky athletic. He's an athlete.
Right.
And then who are the next great quarterbacks? Russell Wilson, very good athlete. Andrew Luck, very good athlete. And then you go even further, and then you get into guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and they're just great athletes who can also sling it.
Right.
But going back to the Patriots-Baltimore game, I think Lamar's just too one-dimensional.
Right. I don't want him to be, but I think he's turning almost like a Cam Newton.
One-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
I saw this funny-ass meme, bro, and it was like Lamar, and it was like, Coach, they keep calling out my plays, and it's like the Ravens playbook, and it was like a Madden playbook. It's like PA end around play or end around read option, power option, speed option, and it's true.
Yeah,
he just can't run the complexity of a playbook a lot of these greats can.
Right.
And hopefully he can figure it out, dude. Because I would love to see Lamar. I would love nothing more than it's Lamar and Pat in the regular season, big deal. Lamar and Pat in the fucking playoffs, and it's like, oh fuck, like a Manning Breeze or a Manning Brady thing. It's like they're always meeting in the AFC Championship. I want to see that. I really hope he can figure it out.
And now it's like the story is every week it's like, is Lamar Jackson going to finally turn it around? You know? And I don't think
it'll be week to week. I think hopefully next year he'll grind it out. He'll understand his weaknesses and he'll figure it out.
Not rely so much on his ability to get
right
going. Yeah.
I hope he becomes right now. I think he's an athlete who plays quarterback. I hope by next year he becomes a quarterback who's an incredible athlete.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because if you see it with these guys, like you said, Cam Newton, he was an athlete who played quarterback, and obviously that's short success. But guys like, I would say Tom Brady's a sneaky athletic guy. Peyton, sneaky athletic. Rodgers, incredibly athletic.
Yeah. And
those guys are greats who are quarterbacks who are also athletes. But you see with these guys who are athletes that play quarterback, short-lived success.
Right. No, exactly. I think Lamar Jackson, he needs to work on the mental side of the game as far as
understand how to read defenses and stuff.
Exactly.
All right. my not slick of the week, dude. This is really unfortunate. Kind of sucks, man. Because we grew up watching this guy. Drew Brees to miss at least 2 weeks with a collapsed lung and 5 fractured ribs. And I was worried when I saw this because I was like, what if he's done now?
Right.
Like, because with Manning, he would always say, like, I don't know if I'm retired, but you knew he was done.
Right.
So everyone was watching those Manning games because they were like, I want to witness like the end of this guy that I grew up with. If Brees ends right now, it sucks because we didn't get to watch his last game.
Right.
Like, and I don't know, man. I love Drew Brees.
No, it's awful to hear, but especially like this is he's not getting any younger, obviously.
Right.
And this is like his last. I would say his last like decent chance of making like a run. Like, yeah, I think even Tom Payne or like even a lot of people around the Saints are saying like this year is almost like a Super Bowl or bust type of feel, you know, because they know it's right now. They need to have it now.
I think them, like guys in the organization, the players, Sean Payton saying that, but I think the general manager needs to realize that and say, fuck it, like we're gonna trade away these picks. Because if I'm a Saints general manager, I'm okay with giving up my next 3 years.
Yeah, for success right now.
Because if you think about it, you'll be rebuilding when Drew leaves anyways.
Exactly.
So give up your next 3 years of maybe you draft a good quarterback next year, you're 8-8. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
So give up these next 3 years and let the face of the franchise forever is going to be Drew Brees.
Yeah.
So let him win another one and let him solidify it because the thing with Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers is they've only won one. If Drew wins 2, he's in that upper echelon of like greats because that's the only knock on him is he's only won one.
Right. And it's almost like I know like on like our real like previous episode, like episode 1 or 2 of this, when you were saying like Murray asked me like would you rather be win a Super Bowl or be an MVP?
Yeah.
It's like that question was literally asking would you rather be Cam Newton or Drew Brees, like as part of like career. So to just
Well, I would say it's more like would you rather be like, oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, because Cam.
I misinterpreted it because I thought like Drew Brees is also an MVP, so I confused it. Yeah, continue.
Right. But he just has both. He just has both.
Yeah.
But I'm just exactly like you said. Like it's not like a knock on him, but right. It's he's had successful like his whole career. Like he's been consistent success, but it's never been like.
That's the one thing that people can say that can tear him down.
Right. And I mean that goes to my check this shit out of the week. Drew Brees, his postseason record, and obviously Drew Brees top 3 in like every category. Number 1 in what yards, completion percentage, everything. Right?
Every stat a quarterback has.
Every stat. And he's 8-8 in postseason. Wow, that's bad. That's not good. It's like obviously it's 500, but
that's good for.
It's good for whatever.
That's good for a guy like an average quarterback.
Yeah, it's good for a starter, and then
that's good for a Joe Flacco type.
Right. Speaking of Joe Flacco, on the other end of that stat, Joe Flacco, he's had one like elite season probably.
I would say Joe Flacco is like the most incredibly average quarterback ever.
Right, just good enough to be a starter. Like you're not gonna like get anywhere with him right now.
You're not gonna knock anybody's dick off, but you're good enough.
Exactly. No, and his postseason record is 10-5, and that's just like
interesting. That kind of like is Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner because like Mad Bum is mediocre in the regular season,
steps up,
but Mad Bum he pitched 3 games when they beat the Royals, like
single-handedly almost won the World Series.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's okay. We look at Mad Bum's like postseason success, and if you go back to that team, it's like we look at Joe Flacco because he was a quarterback. And then you look at Brees as the way you look at Kershaw, and it's like, well, he's good, but he can't get over the hump.
He can't get it done.
It's weird, dude, but I think that's Saints management, too, is you need to recognize that Drew Brees can't do it alone.
Yeah, no, that definitely does not look good on Sean Payton either. I feel like that 8-8 record not only goes to Drew Brees, but obviously that goes to...
Obviously, Drew Brees isn't the problem, so put the other guys in a better situation and help Drew Brees win.
At the same time, like Drew Brees does, he still has to play better.
I think that's management too, because although it's Sean Payton needs to put the guys in a better situation, Drew Brees needs to play better. It's the management needs to surround him with the people, because like Joe Flacco, obviously he played great in the playoffs, but he always had good teams. He had that Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Jacoby Jones, shitty guy but great player Ray Rice. They have the guys around him.
Yeah,
Drew does it. He had Slant Boy fucking washed Emmanuel Sanders. Demario Davis is getting old. Marshawn Lattimore is a very good corner in the NFL, but the defensive unit isn't there.
I still think they're good enough and have the potential right now to get it done. If they it's not like it's like the NBA or MLB. It's not like it's a series. They just need to have the ratings to put a potential week like you know what I'm saying, week to week.
I think the thing is they have a high ceiling, but they also have a very low floor.
Oh, that's true.
So they can put up 38 on the Bucks, but if the Saints lost to like
are they going to keep that up?
If the Saints lost to the Falcons or like the Panthers or some like mediocre team, I wouldn't be like surprised. I'd be like, oh fuck, like the Saints.
No, yeah, definitely Saints are definitely. They've always been a team that will lose to the worst and beat the best.
It's weird, man.
It's.
They've always had a high ceiling and a low floor.
All right. I mean, I'm kind of smiling at that because our Broncos have a chance against them. I think they play in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And without Drew Brees.
Well, fuck the Broncos, bro. The Broncos, like, I love watching football, but at this point in the Broncos season, if I have a fantasy guy against Denver, I'm more rooting for the fantasy guy because it's like, oh, if he goes off and the Broncos lose, they get a higher pick, and it's like, I want to win my money that I put into the fantasy league.
Broncos are like a point where it's like, if we win, it's just like we're hurting ourselves in the draft.
Exactly.
Because we're not gonna make the playoffs.
And the thing that sucks with the Broncos is like, there's some franchises who will be like, fuck this, we're gonna tank. The Broncos are like, we're gonna win as many games as we can because we have pride.
Right.
It's like, I understand you have pride, but have pride next year when you have Justin Fields.
No, the Broncos fans and the whole organization would love to see, like, let's say we just win 6 games this year. But if those last 3 weeks of the season, like, people would love to see that.
Rally behind it, dude.
They would be exactly. They would be like, oh, we'll carry this into next year, you know what I'm saying, like that. And that would just hurt our draft pick. But at the same time, like,
it's the same thing with last year.
We're not a tanking organization.
Like Flacco and Brandon Allen sucked.
Right.
And then Drew Lock comes in. And, like, we were on pace for a fucking, like, top 7 draft pick.
You went, like, 4-1.
And then Lock goes 4-1. It's like, well, you fucked our draft pick.
Yeah.
And we're not going to fucking make the playoffs.
You should promise.
Exactly. But now, dude, personally, I don't think Drew Lock's the guy. I think the Broncos need to fucking Arizona Cardinal it, realize they fucked up, bring in another guy. Get your Kyler Murray, man.
Well, I think if the Broncos keep going the way they're looking, we'll have a top 10 pick. I would say so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I would
I hope they either fucking blow or they end up 9-7. What's their record now? 3-6. I hope they either end up 3-13 or 9-7.
Yeah.
If it's in the middle, you're gonna get a 10 to 20 pick.
Like an A&A might be that. That's one of the worst records you could possibly have.
bro. Because you get the 16th pick, but you're still not good.
Right. No, and that's like and that's where like all the top 10, like the real good guys are even off the board.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if the Broncos do land the top 10 pick, and a guy like Trey Lance is still like from North Dakota State, or like Zach Wilson from BYU, because Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence will go top 3, top 5 for sure. And I don't think the Broncos are bad into the top 5.
Unfortunately,
we'll be like a 6 through 10, 12 type.
If they play bad enough.
Yeah, and then I think a sneaky great player like Heisman front runner right now, like real sneaky, is Mac Jones.
Oh, that white guy.
That white guy. But he's like the second coming of Adrian McCarron in Alabama.
Oh, great! Because Adrian McCarron had a great NFL career.
Yeah, that was not good, I guess, to say.
Those 6'2" white guys, man, never pan out from Alabama.
But that's close, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think Alabama's produces great quarterbacks.
They're definitely not. They're more of like, obviously, I mean, look at this Thursday night game. There's 2 Alabama running backs
Bo Scarborough and TJ Yeldon. Dude,
and
this is a fucking great, because every Thursday night game, it seems like the Jaguars are playing when the I remember in middle school when the Titans sucked, it seemed like every Thursday night game was Jaguars Titans. Like, for some reason, it always feels like that.
No, it's crazy because, exactly. Like, it's always the Monday night game is just, like, super, like.
The Monday night game's a good team that beats the shit out of a bad team.
And Thursday night's always just 2 sorry teams.
And it's always a close game, and it's like 7-7.
Yeah, it's never anything exciting. So it's definitely good to see, especially.
But it feels like the 2 teams are trying to lose because they want picks, because they're, like, both shit.
Yeah, the lonely Broncos and the Jets play like two defeated teams.
One of the Broncos wins, baby. Ooh. What's your not sick of the week? I already gave my not sick. What's your not sick?
My not sick of the week, staying on that sad injury train, Klay Thompson tearing the right Achilles, and that's just a devastating injury.
That fucking hurts, man.
Especially after coming back after tearing the ACL on the left leg.
I was so excited to watch the Western Conference playoffs this year because I thought, like, okay, the Warriors are going to be full strength. I was thinking it's Steph and Clay versus LeBron and AD. Like, what style is gonna win you games? Is it gonna be the 3-point shooting, or is it gonna be the mid-range fucking post game? Just push you, bully you, fuck you.
Exactly. Like a physical game versus like the skilled game.
I was excited. I thought Denver was gonna be interesting this year. I mean, Phoenix getting Chris Paul, I thought would be interesting. Even Utah would have been.
Yeah. So this was definitely like lined up to be one of the greatest seasons in NBA history, you know. And then especially like hopefully if like everything with like, you know, whole COVID, like it well, not like getting back to like normal, but like there'll be a more normal
COVID, bro.
It'll be a more normal season.
You have it's not Oracle Arena, I forget what it's called because they moved, but it's just packed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking shit to LeBron.
Yeah.
And then like Western Conference Finals. Like I was so excited for this.
Yeah.
You know, they announced the starting lineups, Clay and Steph and Wiggins and whoever they drafted.
And especially someone as solid as like Clay, you know, and he's such a guy that like you
can't root against.
Yeah, he's like even if you don't even like basketball, you know Klay Thompson, you like him, you know, and he's just an enjoyable guy.
Stand up dude.
Right. And then him after being out a whole year, getting hurt in the finals, and he was on pace to be like have a great year, and then he's gonna get paid, and it was not looking good. And Achilles injuries, like it's not good for any sport obviously at all, and that's one of the worst injuries. I mean, look at DeMarcus Cousins. He tore his Achilles, and yeah, he's a free agent now. He went from a super max contract guy to a guy who's bouncing on the league, getting veterans minimum just because he's just as a physical presence. But Achilles is an injury where it's like, if you're an explosive player, it like significantly hurts you.
I agree. It's the tendons and ligaments are scary. Like, because I was always taught this at a young age, and like I took sports medicine junior, senior year in my high school, and they always said like, bones, fucking put a cast and it'll be the same. Tendons and ligaments, you never know. You want to hear a crazy fucking fact?
Oh.
No pitcher that's ever gotten Tommy John has made the Hall of Fame. And that's because who are the Hall of Fame pitchers? Sustained success for a long period of time. Like, obviously it shows if you've had Tommy John, like, you lose a little bit.
And the wear and tear.
Because I keep looking at the Cardinals, dude. Guys have Tommy John, it's like, okay, this guy's missing a start because of shoulder tightness. He's missing a start because of tendonitis. And it's like he's missing a start because of forearm tightness. And it seems like, although that injury is not re-aggravated, it kind of just keeps piling up like other bullshit.
Snowball effect, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like you've seen guys like tear their ACL and come back and still like play great, have great careers.
AP?
Yeah, exactly. And then Achilles, like you've seen like I haven't really seen.
One guy is Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe.
There's been one guy that's come back from Achilles.
Kobe, yeah, exactly. And that's like, and then Clay got both those injuries, so that's like
scary, man.
Both those injuries on 2 different legs. So it's
one
like
guy I've seen in baseball come because ACL is pretty rare in baseball. Marcus Stroman, he's a pitcher for the Blue Jays, tears his ACL in April. He tears his ACL in April, and he was like, "I'm gonna pitch this year," and everyone's like, "Bro, it's a year injury." He was like, "I'm gonna pitch this year." So he went to Duke, but obviously he left his junior year to go to the Major League Baseball draft. So Marcus Stroman goes, and he's like, "Hey, while I recover, I'm going to go back to Duke." And they're like, "All right, whatever." So I watched a YouTube video about this. He made like a series about it. He would wake up at 6 a.m., work out, go to class because he wanted to get his business degree because he's like, I can't play forever.
Yeah.
So he would go to Duke, wake up at 6 a.m., work out, go to class. After that class, he would go work out, and then he would go to class again, and then he would work out at night, eat dinner, and work out again. And it wasn't like super hard, like strength training. It was like a lot of plyometric stuff, like in a pool with a lot of resistance. Comes back and pitches from the playoffs in September. He came back from an ACL in 5 months. But if you look from that Blue Jays Marcus Stroman to now when he's on the Mets, he's not the same.
Yeah.
So,
and that's even, I mean, that's an ACL injury, and you're standing on the mound pitching, you know.
And it's his right ACL. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's pushing off.
Right.
He's putting all of his body weight on that leg at one point for 90 times every fifth day.
And
That's not
and
healthy.
like you're saying, how that like he's significantly or not significantly, but he's downgraded. Like he didn't play us. And you look at a guy like Klay Thompson in the NBA, you need to be at your physical peak.
Especially with his style, bro. He's a he has best jump shot I've ever seen besides Steph Curry.
Right.
He's jumping in the all the time.
Yeah, you're moving.
He's a great defender. He's a great rebounder. So he's moving all the time.
It'll be interesting to see how Kevin Durant comes back from his Achilles tear.
Yeah.
See if that.
I think with KD it's scary because they say with those injuries, at first you don't strengthen that muscle. You strengthen the muscles around it to take off the load. But since he's so skinny, I don't know if he'll like have enough muscle around it.
Yeah. No. And then.
No disrespect to KD, but he's a skinny guy.
No.
And with how tall he is, he's heavy, so it's a lot more force.
Yeah, and I think, injury, talking about the whole injury bug, and Nets, that could be there's a lot of questions, a lot of variables for the success of the Nets. And, let's just say, the KD and Kyrie do work out. They just usually are playing well.
Yeah.
Both those guys are such injury-prone guys, and and both those injuries are, Kyrie hurt his shoulders, had shoulder surgery, he's coming back.
But he's always had random injuries.
He hurt his knee in the finals. Both those guys are guys that have had injuries, and you just don't want to see the snowball. It just keeps bleeding.
Hopefully, it's not KD's injured for 2 weeks, and then Kyrie's injured for 3, and then.
No, yeah, you definitely want to see those guys play well, especially if their first year together.
I want to see a lot of diverse competition because lately basketball's been just these 4 teams that have a chance to win, and that's it.
Right.
But I want to see 10 teams that are oh, those guys might do it. Those guys might do it. Those guys might do it.
No, I think this year is looking really good for that.
I hope so, man. I hope the injury bug doesn't keep spreading though.
Yeah. No, and then you look at it where's Harden going to go?
What do you think? Where do you think he goes? I don't think he goes to the Nets.
I know he wants to go to the Nets.
Houston said they would only accept a trade if they take KD or Kyrie. And there's no way that the Nets are oh yeah, this guy hasn't played for us at all. We were really excited to see his potential. You can have him. It's fuck you, pussy.
Yeah, no way. They're going to have to get a lot of stuff.
I think he's going to the Sixers.
I can see that.
For Ben Simmons. Because I think Ben Simmons is one of the most worthless athletes in the United States. Ben Simmons, piece of fuck. Okay, you're big and you try to play point guard. Cool. You can't shoot. Fuck you. You can't shoot and you're so big, but you're playing point guard, so you don't go rebound and shit. So you have the talent. He's probably an incredible pickup player, but he's fucking worthless on an NBA court. Especially with Joel Embiid, neither of them can shoot.
Well,
so it's what the fuck, man?
I just think I would love to have Ben Simmons on my team now. You see a guy, he's an all-star. He's an all-star that can't shoot, and that's insane. And the fact that he's putting up these numbers and doing as good as he is, and he can develop a jump shot. So if he does, that'd be scary.
Fuck him, he's a pussy. Speaking of fuck him, he's a pussy. My shut the fuck up of the week. Atlanta Falcons interim head coach, because Dan Quinn, former Seattle Seahawks defensive coordinator, was fired because he's a fucking shit coach. He said, after the Atlanta Falcons defeated the lowly Denver Broncos, nice, dude, fuck yeah. He said, the Dirty Birds are back. They beat Denver in Week 9 going into their bye. They're 3-6. They're 1-1 in their division. And the only teams they've beaten are the 3-7 Carolina Panthers, missing their best player, Christian McCaffrey. The 4-5 Vikings, who have Kirk Cousins, who fucking sucks. And Zimmer's a shit coach. And the 3-6 Broncos, who are missing their 2 Pro Bowlers from last. Actually, their 3 Pro Bowlers from last year. Von Miller, Courtland Sutton, and their long snapper made the Pro Bowl, and he went to the Giants. So, dude, shut the fuck up. You don't see Belichick talking shit like this. You don't see Pete Carroll saying any bullshit like this. You don't see Sean Payton. But who the fuck are you? And the Dirty Birds were Deion Sanders and all those motherfuckers, Andre Rison, when they were good. But you're not good. Matty Ice is nice, but you don't fucking... Oh! Dude, you guys...
Yeah, they
Raheem Morris, I hope you hear this. You fucking suck. Because if you were good, you would be a head coach by now. Because after this year, you're going to get fired. You're going to get back demoted to whatever the fuck you were. And nobody's going to fucking care about you. That's why you're not a head coach, bro. You're a fucking pussy. Fuck you.
No, like you're saying, they haven't been the Dirty Birds since Deion Sanders in a long time ago. And, yeah, it's just you always see like these guys that make the ones that make like the outrageous comments like that and stuff like that. They're always either players that had like just like a little bit of success, but never had like they're not like a great player. They just had great games.
Well, it's
Or
like
they're not coaches that have like a lot of experience, about a lot of like past success. They just like having a few good games with this guy.
I was rewatching Last Dance because I was bored as shit, chilling in my recliner. Shout out Nate Madrid, who gave me a recliner. I was rewatching Last Dance. They're playing the Jazz in the finals. Karl Malone is like, I respect Michael, he's great. That Bulls team is awesome. John Stockton, I respect them, they're great. And then fucking Brian Russell. There's a Brian or Byron?
I think Byron Russell.
See, nobody gives a fuck about your name, Byron Russell. Or Brian?
Byron
Russell. Byron Russell is like, hey, MJ, why did you quit? This was when he was playing baseball. I would have locked you up. And it's like, you stupid fuck. Karl Malone saying he has respect for him because Karl Malone understands what he does. John Stockton gets it, bro. But fucking this retard who comes off the bench thinks he's an MJ stopper.
Well, I mean,
what the fuck?
Like,
bag?
Like Stockton and Malone were always guys that they let their play do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to promote what they did; they just did it.
Honestly, I living in New Mexico, there used to be Karl Malone Toyota, the car dealership, and I literally knew him as the guy who owned the car dealership. But then I watched The Last Dance, and I'm like, Karl Malone won NBA MVP. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that same guy. So I Googled it, and Karl Malone was nice. He was just a baller. John Stockton was a baller. But Brian Russell, fucking Raheem Morris, they just talk. Don't just talk. The only guys who can talk, who talks right now? Jalen Ramsey? Shut down DK. Jalen Ramsey, say whatever the fuck you want, bro. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Because you shut down fucking ESPN's favorite receiver. Oh, DK just got in a fight. Holy shit.
Legit.
Sorry, folks, we're recording this on Thursday night. We're watching the Thursday night game. It's in the third quarter. Yo, you think you can tackle Derrick Henry?
No.
I do.
Out
of 10 times, how many times you tackle him?
No.
Okay, he's running straight at you.
No.
He's not going to juke. He's running straight at you. How many times?
No.
But I tackle him 10 times. I put my shoulder pads on his shins. Nobody can fucking go back.
He's not going to let you do that, right? He's going to lower his shoulder and he'll hit you before you can.
I get lower than him.
Then he'll just hurl you.
No. I'm saying they can't do any juke moves. It's just you and him running straight.
He was still running over every time.
You and him running straight. How many times out of 10?
0. I told you that.
I give him 10.
There's not a chance you're getting.
Bro, shoulder pad in the shins. No player.
What
can
you
handle
just said right there, that's my shut the fuck up, Louis. Shut the fuck
up. Me?
Yeah, what you just said right
there.
Yo,
Derrick Henry, you pussy with your ugly ass hair. No. Fucking log coming out of your helmet ass bitch. Fuck you. Alright. We have a nice list for you folks tonight. You know what? Before we get to the list, gotta talk about the Hail Murray, dude. That Cardinals-Bills game was fucking ridiculous, dude. Two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, going back and forth, trading blows, and Kyler Murray did it, bro. I saw this stat. The pass was 60 yards in the air, but he ran 30 to scramble because he avoided like 2 sacks.
Right.
And he threw it off balance, and then instead of looking down the field, he turns around and looks at the Jumbotron. How cool is Kyler Murray, dude?
That was an unbelievable play.
But shout out Kyler Murray, dude, and DeAndre Hopkins, man.
Yeah, he's that dude of the week is D-Hop.
D-Hop is that dude.
He's that dude. He made that catch, and not only did he make that catch and got him the dub, he got the 99 Madden Club.
From Chad Ochocinco.
Both gave him a point. Gave him one more point. Made him that 99.
We understand this fucking jersey looks small. It's not mine. It's game worn. That's why it's so tiny.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray. All right. You agree. If you're listed as something, you're 2 inches shorter. Max Preps, I was a 5'10", 200-pound running back.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers see me. I'm 5'7", 160.
Yeah.
They're like, oh.
Yeah.
They eat me the fuck up.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we have a nice list for you guys today. It's the best names in sports. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. We had the top 5, but at number 6, we got an honorable mention. Champ Bailey.
Champ, that's a cool name.
That's a sick-ass name.
You know, I grew up Bronco fan. My dad's a Bronco fan. My sister's 14. My pops picked her name because of Champ Bailey. Bailey Automail is named because
Champion.
the greatest lockdown corner ever.
Yeah. I had a fat head of him.
Thank God she's not named Champ Automail, dude.
No, Bailey
She
definitely.
was dealt with some shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then number 5, I got Richie Incognito.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a cool day.
Chilling. Glasses.
Exactly.
Chilling.
Low key.
He's racist, though.
That's another thing. Number 4, I got this guy named Mr. Alexander.
Oh. He's just a baller, like Matt Proper.
Exactly. When he's like informal things like Mr.
Hey, it's Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
Bitch.
And number 3, I don't know how this guy is, I don't know if he has a rapping career, but I mean, this name would be ridiculous. His name is Ziggy Hood.
Ziggy Hood?
Ziggy Hood for the Bears.
Fuck, dude. That was hard.
Imagine it's like, yo, Ziggy Hood on the beat.
Ziggy Hood on the beat. Yeah.
No, and then number 2, I got Haha Clinton Dix. Classic.
Dix and what the fuck?
Number 1, just gotta keep with the Broncos, Jake Butt.
Oh, dude.
Solid names.
He's a tall white guy from Michigan, bro. He definitely got tons of butt. Alright. I'm gonna start at number 6, or number 5, actually. He was a bench guy for the Bulls. Dickie Simpkins. Has Dick and Simp in it, man. Fuck you, pussy. Number 4, going back to what D said, haha, Clinton Dix. If you have a dash in your name, it makes it cooler, don't you think? That makes it cool as fuck, like Marquise Valdez dash Scantling.
Yeah.
You know what the coolest names are? Are the ones with like, you're like the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th, so you have the Roman numeral. Like Will Fuller, dude. Will Fuller V. That goes so hard. Number 3, we got former Patriots defensive back, Dick Felt. You know, if you're playing for the Pats back then, you did not get your Dick Felt.
It's not like you went by like Rich or anything.
He made a product called the Dick Felt. It was like a special type of underwear, I guess, that like reduced chafing.
Yeah.
But he went bankrupt because nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants, and he called it the Dick Felt too, which is hilarious.
If you have that name, you gotta might as well do something with it.
Yeah, you see that meme? It's like Magic Johnson wasted the greatest porn name ever to be a basketball player.
NBA career and all that.
Number 2, the coldest to ever do it, Crawford, LSU receiver. You know how much confidence your parents have to have in you coming out of the womb to name you the coldest, your middle name to ever do it.
You can't tell me what they start off as a dare.
Yo, if he sucks though, he's the warmest to ever do it. The most lukewarm to ever do it. Fucking bitch. Number 1, I like my Colts defensive backs like I like my women. Colts safety, Malik Hooker. Come on. Malik's a cool fucking name. If I was African American, I would love the name Malik.
Malik is funny.
Hooker. Come on, man. How do you be named Hooker? That's badass, dude. What do you think is
it's
the
funny
most...
how your number 1 is Malik Hooker and mine's Jake Butt.
See, you get it for free, son. Alright, what do you think is the most integral parts of a cool name?
Just has a good flow, has a good sound to it.
I think a dash or a Roman numeral is nice in the last name. I think, like, my last name's too long to look cool on a jersey. I think, like, 5 to 7 letters, bro. That goes hard.
I think what went hard was Rogers Camardi.
Oh, that was a good fucking name.
Good.
Or Harris Jr. That goes hard.
Or like the 2 last names. I think that's kind of
Valdez Scantling.
Yeah.
Clinton Dix.
Yeah.
I think Dix is too short though, so it kind of messes up the flow.
Just with it's next, huh?
Will Fuller the 5th, dude. That goes hard. What number would you want as your Roman numeral? Like, which number of the name would you want to be?
5 is cool. 5 is good.
5? I think, alright, if I'm a QB, I'm number 7.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, if I was ever like to create myself, like number 7 on TikTok, y'all seen him? Dude, that guy's blowing up!
Yeah,
Fuck that guy. I would be, if I was number 7 like that guy, I would be that, and then my quarterback name would be Bo Taylor the 7th. Oh! Woo! I'd be blowing up higher than that guy. You seen his stats, bro?
He averages 12 yards a carry.
12 yards a carry, bro!
That's just like
He's Michigan Football Player of the Year, committed to Harvard,
No, the dude's kind of going, man. That dude is
the dude's getting some fucking puss.
yeah. No, imagine just handing off to him. He's running back, right? Yeah. Just an automatic first down. Literally every time he gets the ball, just
Bro.
automatic first down.